Good morning and welcome to Sunday.
Sunday.
We've got our international event from Chicago, Illinois at BullShooter 38 World Finals. Kicking it off with Team Canada versus Team Denmark. We have 4 teams in total. Team USA and Team Spain also playing right now on the other board. I don't have any details on this event. It is not in our booklet. As far as format, looks like we are playing double in, double out, split bull. I want to say it's 3 out of 5, but I'm not sure.
Is this the round robin? They play all legs?
Do they
Each
play
one's worth
all
a
legs?
point? I don't know that for sure. I'm just
Yeah, I should
I'm trying to
remember from
remember.
past years, but I do not. So on these teams, we can run through the rosters real quick. So on Team Canada, we've got Jason Barlow, David Cameron, Matt Campbell, and Justin Fawcett. And on Team Denmark, we've got Anne-Marie, man, I'm going to butcher some of these last names, Pluheld, Jeannie Nieduzik, Lars Omestrup, Lisa Jensen, thank you for that one, and Morten Nyman.
I think you did an excellent job, Dad.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So I'm pretty sure this is Anne-Marie. Met her last year. I remember that. Then Matt Campbell for Canada right here. The PDC tour card holder in attendance this weekend. This is Jeannie. Jason Barlow. I believe this is Lisa. They've got a 5-person team. Excuse me, 5-person team on Denmark, but I believe I saw Morton in a sling earlier in the weekend on his right arm. So I think he may just be the team support this weekend, which is a shame because I remember watching him last year and he was actually a pretty good player. So that's quite a loss for Team Denmark. And this is Lars here.
I do know a lot of people in chat are going to be asking today. Yes, Matt Campbell did borrow Dave Cameron's hat. That is what happens.
A few more snaps on the Matt Campbell hat, though.
Dave polishes off a 72, walks away, and lets Barlow set the board up. The theme continues.
I love the consistency there.
Well, honestly, we never did solve what was happening yesterday because for whatever reason, McCoy was finishing.
Yeah. He never.
The finishing the legs.
We need the full story, the scoop, if you will.
Dave would throw off or get him just to like 1 or 2 bulls.
Well, according to Jeremiah Millar, Barlow just likes setting the board up. So it'll be interesting to see if like Matt takes out the leg, what Barlow does.
I don't know. That'll kind of destroy it for me. If Fawcett takes the game out and walks away and Barlow runs up. I like to think of it more as a power struggle between Dave and Jay. Justin Fawcett showing off the moves back there. They all collectively listening to music out there?
I think he's just in the hall.
We'll say, from what I saw over at the European BullShooter finals, Denmark held themselves pretty well. Of course, front runner being Spain. They did end up winning out there and getting the trip over here for the Chicago finals. And the notable exclusion was a team that was doing really well and just fell short at the end of the round robin stage was the Netherlands. They had a really good run at it and then just fell a little bit short there at the end and wasn't able to get the job done. But there was 10 countries participating there, and hopefully there's a timeline where we can kind of get back to that, get all those countries in and over here as well, because we would love to see them represent and fly their flags proud and high.
Do you remember any of the names from the Netherlands team?
Nope, I can find out.
Setup shot here for Justin Fawcett.
The Netherlands team consisted of Frank B, Lindsey G, Michael V, Raymond Hook, and Rob W. And if you're curious, yeah, they all have one letter last names. It's crazy. It's definitely not because I can't pronounce any of the Netherlands last names.
All right, interesting. Well, these are definitely Sunday darts from both teams. Team Canada's Sunday darts just a little bit better. Jay Barlow for 113 for a 2-0 lead. They are not on any of the brackets. So if you're scrambling through the Tournament King platform, you're not going to find them on there this morning. We will do our best to get some updates from the other matches, but we are playing round robin. And we also don't know who we're getting next. This is kind of an event all run on the floor, so we kind of pick up what we can as details are made available.
Jay's just in the waiting.
It's literally funny every time.
Like Denmark's waiting to throw. Jay cuts him off to be in line behind Dave.
Like, don't worry, you're not gonna have to go.
He's gonna hit the double. Back up, please.
Oh. He'd probably never say that, but like I wouldn't be a hard that would never happen. Solid ton there from Jay. Come up to Lars. Lars, unfortunately, not able to get the second Denmark team started. So Jay Barlow and Dave Cameron, definitely the two that we've heard from the most this weekend. Are you surprised we haven't heard much more from Matt Campbell?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't play a whole lot of soft tip, but darts is darts at the end of the day, and that level of talent you would think would translate in any room. So and he may be just viewing this as, a less than competitive weekend and just having fun. Obviously, filling out the 4-man roster for Team Canada, I could see it just being all right, I'll go for that and play a little bit here and there.
Yeah, just talking about the level. I mean, I know the commentators across the pond always give props to Matt Campbell as a very dangerous player. I was on a podcast recently with Jeff Smith where he said that he believes he could be a top 16 PDC player, or is if he kind of actualizes his talent.
I will say he's got a great stroke, and when it's flowing, it looks really good. I think just that flow seems to be a bit too far in between. But yeah, I think the talent's there. That's a fair assessment from Jeff.
From a Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Jay with the 180.
Sean, yes, this is double in, double out. So you're watching essentially 4 doubles teams face off here.
Yeah, and just FYI, if you're ever curious about the format, if you look at the top, just to the right of player one's score, it does actually say 501 double in, double out.
And I actually learned something yesterday about whether or not it's split bull. So below the score, you see where it says double bull, and that just means that the full bull is turned off.
Did Dave take that one out?
Yes.
Okay. So it's 3 for 3. Dave taking it out, Jay setting it up. I want to see someone else take it out. See what happens.
Well, this is kind of this is confirming they play all 5 legs,
True.
or it's best of 7.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see when they stop. That unfortunately is not denoted on the screen anywhere.
Liam Musser in chat asking, could we post a bracket? So there is no bracket, Liam. We have 4 teams, and they are playing round robin into what I believe will just be the final. Usually the top 4 advance, but we only have 4 teams this year, so I would assume just the top 2 will battle it off in the final.
Lars couldn't even go for Shanghai. He had 2 treble ones.
He don't know the rules.
So does anyone want to talk about their evening? Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I was going out to support GJ Johnny Lee, of course, at the party. Had to go say hi, and really, disco's not dead anymore for me. It really did change my perspective on that. The Bee Gees didn't ruin music, and we had a good time. What about you? What'd you end up doing?
I went to bed. We called it a stream last evening after the pro luck, and crashed out.
Smarter man than I.
140 there from Janie.
Barlow with the shot is not able to take it, so we'll just have to continue to tee up here, but no real immediate pressure from the Denmarkian team. Is that the correct term there, Denmarkian? Is that how that works?
I'm pretty sure it's Danish.
That would make more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Denetians?
Could be Denetians. That tracks. Try to bring this 257 in range here. Definitely still getting slight impressions of some Sunday morning dart feelings from some of these players right now.
Yeah, well, I was reading some comments, and I looked at the bracket from the mixed doubles. I believe 4 a.m. was the finish. So I don't know for sure. I mean, I know at least 3 of Team Canada were in the Pro Luck, which we covered all the way through. But I don't know how many of the other players were in the mix. In the mixed.
Yeah, I'm not sure the amounts of people, but there was definitely a good contingent still playing in the room when I went out there to talk briefly with Bob McCoy and Dave Cameron after their win last night.
Yeah, there was 8 stages, so I was kind of following along last night. So quite a few entries into the mixed doubles. And I think you're going to get your wish, Dad, but I don't know that it's going to tell us much.
No, specifically Matt and Justin need to take out a game. So this should be our 5th and final leg.
Yeah, again, we're playing round robin. Play all 5, and that gives each team a chance to earn some of those points, which, if I'm remembering correctly, either was it Canada or the U.S. actually didn't make the final in the past couple of years because the Spanish team nicked enough points off of either one and maybe defeated.
Yeah, I can't.
The American team?
I can't remember.
Producer cleaning up the chat as best we can. We've got some spammers trying to infest us.
Yeah, fun fact, guys, we don't charge for this live stream. If it asks for your credit card, that's just it's not going to our bank account, so don't put it in. But no, jokes aside, though, there is a lot of problems there, especially on the Facebook side of things with content moderation built into the platform. Trying our best to help out, but unfortunately it seems like everyone's getting on all fronts there, so make sure to just follow us here so you know exactly where the real links are. And if someone is posting a sketchy link, it's probably a sketch for a reason. Don't click it. Please. Or do, at this point. You've been warned. Live your own life. Does get in on that last start there. Needed to. Can't let this get too out of sorts. I mean, any leg matters, even if you're down 4-0. You have to try to get one, because who knows, maybe the other guy's getting skunked too, and there's still a chance. Sorry, guys. That was my laugh track playing in the background there. The Rabbit, Kevin Schmitz in the chat saying, good morning, guys. Hope all is well. Doing great, Kevin. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. I do see we got Diane there watching from Oklahoma, Justin from Idaho, everyone else. Let us know where you're tuning in from, where you're watching along, and who you are cheering for and why it is us that you're cheering for specifically.
Kristen noting that she is discovering Dave Cameron for the first time. Excalibur been around for a while, not on the soft tip side necessarily, but certainly on the steel tip side.
Yeah, he's definitely been around for a hot minute here. I think a lot of people kind of got re-put on the radar of Dave Cameron after the World Seniors. Was it 2 years back now? Where everyone started sharing the name around a lot more again. And he's been a contingent here for a little bit now. Kevin saying returning on your walk home from Quick Trip. But yeah, taking a nice walk there. Kevin, great to hear. Big fan of it. Hopefully it's nice weather and sunny skies.
Hope you had a equally as good evening there, Kevin.
No, he did not.
There's no shame in taking a walk in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been saying that for like a year now.
Setup shot there from Cameron to leave 56. We will follow the international event this morning. We've got another set of events starting at 3 o'clock, and we will be following some of those through conclusion this afternoon.
Let me check my book.
Booklet guy.
Yeah, booklet guy. Let's go.
So right now going on as well is the women's AAA combo and the women's B combo. Looks like we had some fun events this morning as well. 1:30 starts the men's singles. At 3 starts the Pro AA mixed. I believe that's going to be our feature event as we see Jay take it out. And that is a 5-0 victory for Team Canada. And also to tonight, 6:30 is the mixed triples 701, but we will not be bringing you that action. So yeah, we with the conclusion of the international event, we'll have the 3 p.m. Pro AA cricket. Mixed cricket. So we'll wait and see which 2 international teams are in our second round. But early doors, it's Team Canada with a 5-0 lead over Team Denmark. We'll be right back.
All right, we join the action of Team Spain versus Team Canada. Playing double in, double out. 501. Basically 2 teams of 2 on each one of these international teams. We just saw Team Canada blank Danish team 5-0.
And it looked like we saw a celebration from Team USA that may have led to a 3-2 victory because it was in the last leg and looked like Porterfield hit a 3-dart finish that spurred some excitement from all 4.
Yeah, so with that finish, I guess we're looking for a competitive match here between Team Spain and Team Canada. Team Canada with the lucky accolade of going to be on stream all 3 times through the round robin phase, because we expect to see Team Canada and the USA in the final round robin match. Canada 2 away with a final dart double. Good last there from Dave. Set up a finish. Martin Marti. The people we were following in the blind draw last evening.
Did get confirmation, went over there and talked to Team USA briefly, and it was, in fact, 3-2, so it was a tie-breaking win. Came down to the last leg, and that must be where the celebration came from, so you guys were spot on with the analysis there. But, yeah, they're definitely fired up out there as they're about to start their second-round matchup as well.
Then if your team's Spain, this feels like a must-win. No offense to Team Denmark, but feel like all 3 of the other teams are probably going to get a win against them. And then it comes down to the match wins against the other 3. If they all go 1-1, it could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and here it looks like both Spanish teams just 3 darts behind. Big shots here could spell trouble for Team Canada in a freeze situation. Justin Fawcett going to need to put in a big one. Ton will do it. So yeah, the 62 is frozen. They've probably just meandering up there, getting ready to take out 62, and they're like, "Hey, come back here! You can't do that."
So Spain on their route to get here to be able to play in this event. They were in the round-robin stage with the national teams event at the BullShooter Europe Finals. They only dropped 1 leg in the round-robin before going on to complete their run in the final stage there, beating out the teams of...
So before you do that, what teams were in there round robin?
Yeah, the teams in round robin. So you had two different two pods. So you had Switzerland, Belgium, Spain, Norway, and France, and the one that Spain was in. Honorable mention in the pod number 2. Team USA, Netherlands, Denmark, Poland, and Germany. Notable to mention that the Team USA is different than the Team USA that is here. So do want to make that mentionable.
Who was Team USA over there?
Team USA over there was Brad Wilson, Deb Porter, Jake Brower, Jerry Porter, Richard King, and Tammy Hansen.
Nice. Good for them for showing up and representing the U.S. over there.
Certainly. And then Spain went on to go ahead and beat Poland, and then Belgium to get all the way through to get here. Then they got their trip paid for to be here.
So Jay going to set up double 2 as Nino walks up to the board looking at 12. So is that the Team USA that the NATO sent? Is that how that works?
I would believe so. I did not get clarification at the time,
Okay.
so, but I believe that is correct.
Yeah, I know NATO does some sort of like Europe shooter qualifier, so Dave Feig answering in chat, yes, that was that team they sent. Perfect. Thank you, Dave. I guess the dilemma comes when, because like Team Spain won, so they got the trip to Chicago. If Team USA would have went over there and won, do they then get to represent here?
So they don't get the all expenses paid trip part of it. I do believe that they still get the hotel, and they get a different form of compensation. But the travel is specifically as far as the flights and hotel part, I know would go to a secondary team if that were the case.
Gotcha.
I did ask that at the time.
But will they still be the representative team?
That is a good question.
Is my question. I feel like it could potentially create some interest there.
A civil war, if you will,
Yeah.
between the USAs.
Half of the Avengers taking on the other half. What are you thinking about, Dad? Do you think we should go to BullShooter Europe?
I mean, depending upon where it's at, I wouldn't mind a international vacation.
This last year was Seoul, Spain. So,
I'll go to Spain.
yeah, about an hour and a half south of Madrid, I believe.
Sounds like not here.
So Jerry Porter, part of the team, says if Team USA would have won, no, we would not have gotten the trip to Chicago or been Team USA. Well, that's unfortunate. I feel like if you're able to win in Europe, but I guess if the NATO is selecting the team, that just creates a weird dynamic. If NATO's selecting versus Arachnid selecting, because Arachnid handpicks for this.
Well, I think it sounds like Jerry and the team were well aware of what.
Yes, yeah. I'm
Well,
not saying
was.
that they didn't understand the outline of it, but the trio was fantastic. Deb and I paid our own way as we didn't win a qualifier. Okay. Well, good to know. Thank you for that information. Matt Campbell with a 180. Trying not to freeze this time. And it looks like Team Spain not able to get in on player 2, or player 4, rather.
Yeah, so first thing, or the same thing that happened in the first leg to Team Canada, looking to be an issue here for Team Spain.
As I mentioned, this is probably a pretty important match. I'd say for all three teams, including the U.S., because if you're the U.S., you obviously want Canada to beat Spain as well.
Why do you say that for the people that might not follow along with the context of everything for darts?
So essentially with the U.S. beating Spain already, if Canada also beats Spain, Spain would only get one win against Denmark, assuming they win that match. The U.S., if they beat Denmark and have already beaten Spain, they will have 2 wins. So their last match against Canada will be completely irrelevant. And then Canada will also have 2 wins, having already beaten Denmark and then beating Spain. So worst case scenario, one of them's going to finish 3-0, one of them's going to finish 2-1, and even if Spain beats the U.S., it's not going to matter. Or if Canada beats the U.S., it's not going to matter.
There you go. And for the people at home, that is what goes into a round robin. You have to have the big mentality. And that's honestly why sometimes you designate a team captain, because you don't want the whole team kind of thinking about the logistics of everything, especially if you're the one that's down and trying to get back into the fray. Round robins can be an intimidating feat, but what's not intimidating is the triple 20 there for Dave Cameron, finding a 180.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going into any match really trying to work out, here's what needs to happen in order for us to get through and all that. Just show up, throw your best, and try to win every leg. But just from an outsider perspective to think about that, if you're a fan of Team USA, you are a fan of Team Canada right now.
There are certain round robin situations though where if it's coming down to just the number of legs you won, there you can kind of overthink it.
Absolutely.
If you're paying attention to it. I mean, it happens every year in the Grand Slam in the PDC.
And just trying to avoid any extracurricular thinking when you're just trying to focus on the darts. Even if it's a moot point here or there, it's as simple as you have to set up the game. Like whatever that extracurricular thing may be, if you can minimize that, not think about it.
Oh, Barlow missing 3 clear at double 11. Ryan Blankety in chat asked who's the 4th guy on Team Canada. So that would be Justin Fawcett. He majorly a still tip player. I think Matt Campbell got him out for this one, is what I saw.
A lot of frustrations for Spain in this league. Well back at 337 there. Not going to be happy with this and pretty much guaranteed to go 1-1 here.
The old triple for double 5?
Almost 2 triples.
Well, it's a good thing player 4 is way behind in this one because Canada kind of making a muck of it. Still have not seen anyone other than Dave or Jay take out a leg. We've had our chances.
I was so hoping we were going to get to see what happened.
1-1 here in this match.
Marty to start it off here for Spain. Gonna try to definitely do some course correction here.
Danny Baggish. Over under 1.5 times someone shoots the wrong shot to freeze in the finals. Danny would know. So is it still best of 5 in the final, Danny? Because if so, I'll take the under, just because there's not a whole lot of opportunity. And yes, I get the irony of the people at the tournament asking the guy that's not at the tournament.
I'm glad you said it.
Hey, but he's been a representative many times. He should know.
He needs a lot of things. They ain't representing me. No, I'm just kidding. He's fine, I guess.
That was an international signal for not a fan.
I thought it was Peace Among Worlds, but there we go.
Number one.
Nino with the 120 in and turnaround stayer. I ain't gonna lie, I think it's 7, but I don't know. Fair enough. It would make sense if it's extended format in the final.
A little bit more of a chalk leg so far on this one. Not really anybody straggling behind. And I mean, I guess that it is always a difference maker. The having that double in, double out format, it can lead to some very scrappy scenarios, I guess would be the term I would use.
Yeah, I don't know if chalk's the right one in this scenario. There's just a lot of parity, and as the Spanish chat is noting that it's not a very high standard here.
Yeah, definitely not a particularly high one. I will say when Team Spain was going, I mean, they literally did look pretty dominant, and there wasn't necessarily too many easy matches there for the national teams event. Some teams performed better than others, but they had some tough rounds and tough opponents, but they were definitely very resilient. I'm surprised to see the standard of which we're seeing now for sure. Again, going back to the Sunday morning darts, right?
Well, and I'm sure both teams understand that this is an important matchup in a 4-team round robin.
With the bull in play, Jay should switch the 18s. He does. Shot there by him.
Setup shot here for Justin. Could put them in an even better position than 1-3-4. Could. Did not.
No fear of freezing, even a 180. And Dave will still get a look at 134, but it may have to go away. Martin does find a triple 20 with his last dart, rescuing the turn. So 134 for Dave. Does he go 54 for tops? No. 7 leave 12. Solid shot. Feel like we may run into the freeze roll, the third leg in a row. Or not. Slack turn from David.
Campbell here is going to have to get the score in line here.
There it is. Jay does get a look at the double 6 and hits it first dart. So Team Canada up 2-1. Now a must-win leg for Team Spain.
Yeah, with the throw, so could be going to their second decider.
We did get confirmation that the finals will be the best of 7, so good to note there. Appreciate our supervisor helping us out there.
So not a big open from Dave. Job done, does get in, but must-win leg for Spain and both teams away first dart.
The final will be best of 7. So first to 4 there, Josh.
Big celebration there, too. Give the point off to the side and everything.
We had to step away and enjoy the reaction there from Jay Barlow on the big shot from Nino. Actually, now that we have some Spanish viewers in here, is there a slang or, I mean, obviously we know what Nino means, but like, does it have a nickname element to it? Can anyone explain that? And by the way, like, you're listening to two people that call each other dad, so we're all about that type of nicknaming. So big shots coming in here for Team Canada. Could make this interesting. It's not going to be Matt not doing enough here.
Yeah, tons just don't seem to be working right now.
So 147 to take us to a decider.
Again, every leg is so important. I mean, Canada with whitewash over Denmark in that first round gives them such a huge advantage that if any other team doesn't do the same to Denmark, they're going to be worried about their position, and with all things considered.
Yeah, if Spain wins this one 3-2, depending upon what the U.S. does against Denmark, it could come down to the wire here in the end.
Yeah, it may just come down to who wins against America and Canada.
Well, and if that one goes 3-2 in favor of Canada, then you now have a real interesting situation where all of them would be tied on leg differential and one apiece against each other. So we'd have to have a 3-way playoff.
They send their best person out to throw 9 darts, highest score.
Oh, that's not the playoff.
Hammer cricket.
I think you cork and you run one leg, 3 scores.
All 4 players?
Yeah.
And move it to
Like-
like 701 or
like
1001?
1001.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Cork 1001, all 4 players,
Double in.
and the first 2 to finish move on.
It's a good cork from Dave Cameron.
Or you do it like an elimination where, okay, whoever wins the first leg, they're through. Then you reset cork again. Whoever wins the next leg, they're through.
I will say, out of all the European events, they had a couple different formats I wasn't quite used to seeing. And so I will say from BullShooter Europe, the number one event I wish they would bring over here, the hammer cricket tournament that they ran. Maybe they just decided in a league of hammer cricket. That'd be phenomenal.
So
How long did it run?
It ran subsequently at the same time of another event, so I unfortunately didn't get to see. But it ran pretty quick from my thing, understand, because it's not. There's a set amount of this is how long this game takes.
Yeah.
Huh. Color me red.
So yeah, yesterday, They do the fun events, so they must have been showing the fun events at Team Europe. But yeah, yesterday there was a
Well, there you go.
hammer team cricket event, blind draw.
I completely missed it. That's why you're the booklet guy and I'm the bun guy.
So yeah, that was in between the morning events and then the pro AA luck doubles.
Well, there you go. More I know. Listen, I am all down for some wackiness in formats and some change-ups here and there. So, what fun event or not, I always love seeing something different.
Matt Mastrata offers the Bermuda Triangle decider.
There's 11 rounds in Bermuda?
13.
If you go double bull, that's right.
Yeah.
So 12, and then if you go double bull. I was thinking it was 12 if you went double bull.
Mm-hmm. You know, I played it for the first time in a long time the other night, so.
Gotcha.
One of LJ's favorite games to play.
Another big 180 there from Nino. But unfortunately, player 4 not in for Team Spain, so Justin really needs to run away here. A good third.
Yeah, 160 open here would be very leveling.
Oh.
It's an in, but not a great one.
Yeah, needed a lot more.
Big 140 there from Dave to leave a finish. I do like a game of gotcha. The asset 150 saying a gotcha tournament would be fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Which one's gotcha?
If you match the score, it sends them back to 0. If you match someone else's score.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a lot of players in gotcha. It can be real fun.
There are some fun strategies, too, because it completely changes some of your routing entirely.
And some of these guys' heads would explode trying to do the math.
That is also true. Yeah. Don't put the Meredith McGee, Chrissy Grimmel duo on it. Sorry, girls. Love you.
Another 180 there from Matt. So Team Canada looking primed to take a 3-2 victory. Unfortunate for Team Spain as they will almost certainly be eliminated from the final.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're Spain right now, you're hoping that Denmark really found their stride against USA. That is the only contingency plan for them there.
Yeah, that or, well, heck, player 4 can't go out in 6 darts. So they're going to need at least 9 because that's pretty much the only way Spain's going to get a whack at this one. 54 for tops.
$66 now for Dave to take victory 3-2. There it is. So Team Canada does take victory. So as it stands now, Team Canada 2-0. We're not sure about the U.S. versus Denmark match, but we will figure out those results and report back. But should be getting the U.S. versus Canada as our last match. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we've got round robin 3. So these two teams are into the final. Both teams 2-0 so far, and Team Spain and Team Denmark both 0-2. So no matter what happens here, we're gonna get a 3-0 team and a 2-1 team moving on to the final, and then Denmark and Spain will be 0-3 and 1-2, one way or another.
So basically, we're getting a 5-leg warm up for the best of 7
Yes.
that will decide the champion.
And Porterfield does like to chew gum while throwing. I can't even chew gum while walking. I can't even imagine.
He and Jeremiah Millar, the biggest gum chewers while playing darts.
I mean, I'm not against practice eating, but
Practice eating.
but it's not top of the list.
Whatever works. So I was curious how they were gonna do the teams. It looks like we've went on U.S. side. The Canada side makes sense because Dave and Barlow are playing together this weekend. I believe Matt and Justin are as well. So they did go how we kind of talked about beforehand. Alex and Mike in the 1 hole, and Kevin and Bob in the 2 hole.
Ah, yes, Mike.
Oh,
The hammer does enjoy a piece of gum or two.
he hammers on the gum.
Matt Campbell, very animated this morning about his dislike for his own game.
Being a little spunky with it. I've been well into the skinny part of the single there. Does correct on the last. Tee up just fine.
Yeah, and I mean, just thinking of Porterfield, I mean, I don't know what Spain was on or what 3-dart finish he made, but just thinking of the implications of perhaps losing to Spain 3-2, what that could have done to this match.
Instead, they're kind of getting extra time to dial it in and refine the arrows before going into the actual final here. And hopefully they'll take advantage of it. It'll help all the players settle a little bit too. Less gravitas personally in the finals with the mental aspect of the game. Let's see, Koi goes all the way down to 2 there.
Yeah, best case scenario from 159, but Dave does get a look at 140. Not frozen. Not going to take it out either. Instead, going to freeze, but Alex coming to the board looking at 40. early lead to Team USA. Danny Baggish in the chat says, Gordon and DJ is a couple of math guys. Why do people leave 2 instead of 4 and double out? Help me understand, please. I can't. If you hear me talk about it, I prefer to leave 4. In open out, I prefer to leave 2 rather than 1. Like, I want to give myself at least 1 error dart. I mean, has there ever been a time where that extra 2 points secured a freeze potentially? Is it so few and far between that I don't understand the leave? Yes.
It's also the only time it's relevant is when multiple players are basically under 10 or under 50. You know, you have to have all 4 players so low for those last 2 points to come into effect. I fully agree. Leaving 4 over 2 is definitely the preferable route for most. But unfortunately, a lot of people just will go all the way down to the bottom there, and it's just riskier. You're playing with a little bit more fire when you do it like that.
How do both players on a team get frozen? I've never understood this. I don't think that's possible. I'm not sure.
Technically, you can double freeze in the sense if both you or your partner are both over the combined score. If in league play where it actually does show the freeze on screen, it'll technically say you're frozen regardless, but it's more inconsequential. If both players are frozen, you weren't going to win the league regardless.
Yeah, if both of you have a score higher than your 2 opponents, so if, say, both your opponents are on 2 and you're both sitting on 10, then yeah, I mean, you're both above 4.
So that's how a double freeze would work. But again, that's another scenario where it's not a non-issue, especially in some of the other levels of play.
Good shot there from Alex. You get a shake of the head. He's upset with the 555, but job done. Good lead here in the second leg.
Orfield's going to want to try to set up nicely here, but even then, with his, the other score being at 290, the odds of getting frozen are very high at the moment here, especially this 146 gets either taken out or gets brought down heavily.
Fawcett not the most reliable thus far. But he's certainly going to do his job here.
We'll see what Bob McCoy does with the scenario here. He has to basically hit perfection and hope for a light turn on the 121. That's step 1 complete. step 2 come to fruition here. 121 is the look here for Dave Cameron.
And arguably the guy you don't want stepping to the board for Team Canada. Oh my, just enough.
That was
By 1 point.
very, very scary there.
So the freeze is in effect.
Should stay there for the double 15.
Goes all the way down to 2 there.
So Matt for 70. Oh, misses the double 8 with 2. So 110 for a steal here for Kevin Luke.
Be a big find here. Not found and is still kept the 2 frozen as well, so no real possibilities for USA in this leg without a lot of assistance. The button pusher extraordinaire wants to get this one done here, and we'll do so.
Dave's assistant takes it out. All right.
So 1-1 here in the bragging rights match in the round robin.
Alex with a good switch down to the triple 19. Finding the open bed.
Kevin Luke still might be back there talking to himself about not being able to find a big triple. First couple of darts there.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Kevin, the only one we haven't seen on our feed this weekend, felt like possibly the other 3 were a little better form coming into today. I kind of expected him to be in the 4-hole. Jay recovering after a single 5 with a couple triple 20s. Again, this match is pretty irrelevant at the end of the day, but I think there's a bit of momentum to be gained from winning the first set.
Yeah, this is a weird one because you know you're going to play for all the marbles in another set after this, and it's just a heartbreaker if you end up winning this one and then falling behind in the next one.
Yeah, I think if you've got that Mamba mentality, though, I think you're going up there trying to break their will before you even play the final. At least I think that has to be the mentality. Bit of a unusual celebration there from Dave.
I mean, there's that sense of pride here going on with this match. I mean, even in one where it's fairly inconsequential, it's still something to consider. I mean, a lot of these players really just want to show their best stuff here because they're playing against some of the other best players that North America has to offer in this match.
Did Alex give it large? Or, I mean, was it something audible? Is that why Dave?
Not that I noticed, but see Mike there take out 104.
Big fist pump there for Porterfield.
Yeah, that very reminiscent to the fifth leg against Team Spain that we saw off camera. It's about the same celebration he had there. It was kind of said that Mike Porterfield taking this very serious, like really relishing the opportunity to put the American banner on and represent his country. So not surprised to see every leg matter that much to him, even if it is a inconsequential match.
Good open there from Kevin Luke.
Yeah, ever since the missed out opportunity from Kevin, he's been putting in 2 darts a turn.
And a big triple. He does. Rescues the shot. Oh, and only 43 from Dave. So maybe a little momentum Team USA's way here.
Yeah, especially if Alex can put in a big shot. Push into the lead.
Yeah, going too clear would be quite handy.
Matt needs at least 2 triples to leave a finish.
And would assure at least the point win.
Yeah, Kevin really heating up. If he can carry on like this, it'll certainly be some momentum for him going into the final.
Well, yeah, you can draw positives from this for sure. And honestly, if you're strong-minded enough, even if you lose, hey, we lost the inconsequential one. We'll get our feet underneath us here in the best of 7. So tough to see a way back here for Team Canada with both American teams now in striking distance and both Canadian teams into the 200s. Bob McCoy with first shot here. And the only shot needed. 67 finish, so 3-1 lead for Team USA. Final leg before we reset and look for our champion in the best of 7 match to follow. Same 2 teams Any adjustments you think either team could or should make?
No, I mentioned it earlier that I thought Kevin and Bob would be switched, but since I've said that, Kevin's kind of made me eat my words. He's been playing pretty well, and then I think for Team Canada, I don't know how you make a switch just based on team chemistry. I mean, Dave and Barlow playing together on the weekend. I think you just have to, if you're Team Canada, figure that they'll get it figured out in the next one. Ron Stanton asking, how do we choose who's on Team USA? So that is a decision made above us. I believe Brad Bowe looks at different criteria such as participation and whatnot. I do think that the ESPN Invitational finalists are very heavily considered. I don't think it's necessarily guaranteed, but Alex has been a representative the last 2 years based on the fact that he won the ESPN Invitational the year prior. And I know Randy was on the team last year because he was a finalist the year prior. So last year's finalist was a Catalonian, so not obviously representing the U.S. It is 3-1 USA. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, our producer was talking and did not update the scoreboard.
He was not producing a good scoreboard.
Even when I'm not on the mic, I'm always talking. Fun fact, guys, that just does not change. I like to keep it consistent. No, funnily enough, I was talking with the team there, just already brainstorming ideas for how we can make next year even bigger and better, especially with the International Challenge event, now seeing it in person for the first time, because let me tell you, these guys want to put on a big show, so try to give them the biggest stage possible.
Rescuing the shot with a treble 20 there at the end. Matt leaves his partner Shanghai. What kind of setup play do we have from Kevin Luke? Pressurize that 120.
Yeah, really needed a big shot there. I mean, needs a strong word. The leg, pretty irrelevant, even if Canada does win. Still a 3-2 victory for Team USA. But in terms of this leg, I feel like Kevin needed more on that last shot. Even a 180 would not have been enough to freeze, but it would have been pretty darn close. So Justin needs to take out 120. Gets a look at tops for Shanghai. And he hits it. So that'll do it. A 3-2 victory for Team USA. You can tell this leg didn't matter, or this match didn't matter, as the player's a little bit nicer than we expected. But, yeah, we will give them a short pause, and then probably let the other match finish up as well, and we will have the final coming up right after this, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
am Nick Teixeira here at the Chicago Finals for the BullShooter 38th Annual Tour, joined by my friend, the Philly legend, Tim Neal, and a little bit of a role reversal, by the way.
The worst nickname endorsed. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sean.
It is your nickname, though. So first off, for those that might not have seen you before, they definitely might have heard of you through other means. Tell us who you are.
Yep. Tim Neal, I've been playing darts for 22 years, 23 years, give or take, and grew up in Philadelphia, played in Philadelphia, moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, and met great guys, and then ended up creating a streaming company with Sean Green, Jason Ives. We're 2 to Point Streaming. We stream every Tuesday night. We have a show called The Siege. We also do some tournaments and stuff that we do. But yeah, just got into it 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been taken off, and everyone loves it. So
yeah, cool. I famously known for losing 8-1 on that show. So that's my experience with 2 to Point Streaming.
You should probably play Jacob again because he's been struggling.
Yeah, that's what he told me the other day. Actually, so funnily enough. Now, let me ask you weren't expecting to be out here initially, right? How'd you end up getting here?
So I've never been to the BullShooter finals.
Okay.
I've been in Indiana for 19 years, and being the holiday kids, that's usually a holiday family weekend, so rarely don't get a chance to go. Things fell into place. A good friend of mine who's an up-and-comer from Kokomo, Indiana, Joelyn Harris, didn't have a partner. I saw his post on Facebook, and I messaged him. I was like, hey, let me talk to the better half, the boss, and see if I can get permission to come out, and it worked out. So yeah, she gave me permission, and the rest is history. We did pretty well.
Yeah, so you did pretty well. You ended up getting a trophy here, acquiring hardware, which is one of the hardest things to do, knowing this room. What were you thinking when you were getting into that third place match there?
So, I mean, one, the open event is maybe a little bit more difficult than the pro, not to more teams, a lot of tremendous talent, players that in their mind they know they belong in the pro league, and they're just playing in the open because they have the ability to do so. It was phenomenal, and my goal this weekend was get Joelyn to be comfortable being an alpha, right? Playing good, getting better, and man, he carried us 3/4 of the way, and then we worked amazingly as a team. For a team at last minute put together and never played together before, just know each other, and he's been on our stream a lot. Man, his motivation and his goals that he set for himself, I'm just glad I could be a part of it and help him out.
Absolutely. And so you came out here, you played the event, you got some hardware, and that's it? You're just going to be like, hey, I'm taking my trophy and I'm getting the heck out of Dodge?
So I'm with Beckham and Ellie, obviously. They travel with me all the time to all the tournaments. And I promised them a nice dinner, so said, take some winnings, go have a nice dinner, and then take the 4-hour trip home, and that's it. So I didn't set up with anybody. I probably could have.
I'll play with you. It's fine.
Yeah. Being the experience, like my kids loved it. Like obviously they want to do the whole 5 days next year. So Janice, we're probably coming to Chicago.
Just to let you know, this is what's happening.
So, but yeah, it's been an amazing. The people are amazing. The people that run this show, it was top notch, start to finish. Since I've been here, everyone's great. They got these great side matches, events. My kids love playing the cluck thing and the
chuck-a-luck, yeah.
I mean, that was cool. I mean, like they love that. They want to keep playing it. Ellie got this big giraffe thing. And
that's awesome.
She's loving it, and the staff is amazing. What you guys do here are great, and I can't. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
We're appreciative of you coming out here just to play, grab some hardware, do the thing. So I mean, now you've had the experience to play in the final. You had the experience to play with a newer player in the final as well. When you look around that tournament hall, a lot of times people get intimidated. When they see a big room like that. What advice would you give somebody that says, "I don't know if I'm good enough or ready for Chicago yet"?
At the end of the day, it's just darts. If you go with the expectation of it's a game, you're having fun. If you take that mentality, you can go far. You can have a good time. Like as long as you don't live and die on every single miss or every single make, just play the game. It's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. Very few people are making a living doing this in our area. So treat it for what it is. It's a game. Have a good time. Hang out with friends. Meet new people. My favorite thing in darts is when I get to play in a blind draw and my partner is someone I've never played with before. That's one of my favorite things. I absolutely. I love that. Like I would prefer that other than having the best person in the room.
Fair
personally.
enough. I like that. I like that.
Now, if it's someone I never played with and they're the best, then that's a bonus.
That's a double whammy, right?
Let's go. But yeah, no, it's I'd say do it. I mean, it's a great event. I know being in the Memorial Day weekend, it's beneficial and it's a hindrance because you're getting that free day. If most people have off on Monday, so you get that free day. But families and all that, there's always like preset plans. So if you have the ability to do so, I would highly encourage come out and do it. And I got a feeling next year we're going to be doing the whole week. So.
I like the sound of it. And what do you want to say to your friends, fans, family, anybody else?
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Janice, thank you for letting me come. Caden, sorry you didn't make it this time. I know you had work. And then Jolyn, thanks for letting me shoot with you. Thanks for dragging this old lug around all day. So.
Well, you heard the Philly legend, and guess what? You officially got more screen time than Sean Green did this weekend because he's not here and you are. Take that, Sean. And great to talk to you as always, Tim.
Great seeing you, brother.
I am Nick Teixeira, joined by my friend Ram Gavar Jr. here at the Chicago Finals here for the BullShooter Tour. And Ram, you had a great performance in the Top Gun singles playing against Tim Adams in the final. Can you walk us through that a little bit?
It wasn't easy as I thought it would be. but Top Gun singles, especially in the open, dude, there's a lot of talent. Like I had some good matches, went to all 5 legs. And I was like, wow, I was like, there's a lot of talent in this, no matter where you're going to go. So.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that field, right? You see all those big names. It doesn't matter if you're looking at AA, single A, just the other singles are nothing. I mean, there is so many tough competitions. So how do you keep your head clear when you know you're going to be facing all these tough opponents?
And to be honest, I just do what I do, just play my game, stay focused. I mean, that's probably the best thing you can always do. I mean, if you worry about a name, then it's always going to be in your head, you know. If it's in your head, then your game probably goes sour or it probably go good, so you just don't know.
And when you and Tim Adams were playing that final, right? Mm-hmm. There was this point where we were like, okay, well, Ram's got it done and dusted. He's about to get the title. And he just kept fighting on those bulls. What were you thinking in that moment?
Yeah. It was rough because I didn't expect him to go 6 bulls and take the point lead. So that's how my whole mentality was like, I'll point, but if he didn't go 6, I'm going to bullseyes for sure. And he put me in that. He put me in that situation where I gotta hit points because he kept hitting that double bull, and I was like, yeah, it was a good run, man. I was like, I didn't think he was gonna stop. He had that one shot to win it, and he missed it, and I was like, man, I'm just stay on the 19s.
Now, one of the other things I want to talk to you about, you've been playing with Mason Sasser out here, and now that is a up-and-coming youth shot for those that aren't familiar. What's it like playing with a young, impressionable talent like that?
No, I mean, he is up-and-coming. He's a real good shot, but I think today or yesterday he was a lot nervous, and it got to him, and I know he was trying so hard. I was like, dude, I said, just have a good time. Just throw your dart. That's all I said. I mean, a lot of people know who you are and know what you can do. I said, experience-wise, you're gonna come through with it. Other than that, just stay focused. I mean, don't let yourself down. The more you miss, the more you're gonna fall off.
And what was your expectations coming into Chicago here for the finals? What were you thinking? You know, you're on the plane, you're doing your Johnny Lackey sleeping impression. What were you thinking about as far as like your expectations for what to find in this final?
Man, to be honest, man, I came over here for a reason, just so I'll put myself back on the list. You know, like I know what I can do. I can pretty much win the whole thing, but that's my whole mentality. Like I know I can win. I know I can win. I know I can win. You know.
And one last controversial question here. We have a lot of great players in this room. If you had to pick one player in this room besides yourself to say they're the best player in the room today, who would you pick?
Pro list or no pro list?
You can pick any player. Who is the best player you think in the room today?
Nah, Soldier.
Oh yeah?
My boy. Yep. That boy right there, man. Me and him, we have long talks. We kicked it a lot, and he's one of my tops right there.
Yeah, and Gates has been considered the #1 in Houston, #1 in Texas, and debate at times #1 in North America. Do you ever see yourself trying to take those titles for yourself at some point, trying to make the jump?
I will do it this next year, playing a lot of more steel tip. So I'll be there pretty soon. Again, I'll get back to the steel tip game.
What do you want to say to people? Anything else you have for anybody watching
And I
this?
appreciate everything, sponsors, everybody that helps me out, stay focused and all this, and then, hey, just me.
Well, Ram, we're wishing you the best of luck. We still got plenty of days left of action here, so keep doing what you do, and thanks for taking the time to chat with us here for the Chicago Finals.
Good, man.
Chicago is wonderful.
All right, welcome back to Chicago. It is Sunday morning. You know what that means, international event. We are bringing you the finals. We've had our round robin. 4 teams entered. 2 teams remain. It's America versus Canada. America versus America Light.
So this is best of 7, first of 4 format. It is still 501, double in, double out with a split bull. We did see Team America beat Team Canada 3-2 in the round robin just a little bit ago. We'll see if that carries over, if that trend continues here, or if Team Canada got some things figured out. But early doors, Matt Campbell not looking impressed.
Yeah, Matt Campbell, probably the biggest. I don't know. I don't even know if you call him a question mark at this point, because he just hasn't seemed.
It's so hard
settled.
to say that, given that, I mean, he is the most accomplished. Like, on the soft tip side of things, not so much. I mean, Alex winning the last 2 ESPN Invitationals and stuff is certainly a big deal on the soft tip side of things. But an ESPN tour card holder in the grand scheme of things, like, and has done certain, some accomplishments over there. He's the one that you expect to kind of be the standout. But yeah, he just doesn't seem as comfortable throwing these darts as he does steel.
Yeah, and you got to wonder. I mean, is this something that he wanted to do? Is this something that he had the time, so he decided to do it? Again, it's a lot of conjecture, but you're trying to chalk it up to something. You've got a guy that's really good at throwing things, and not being very good at it. So it's just been it's been kind of strange. But at any time you can see him
Whack a 180.
Yeah. So smack it in there and really carry the team. But yeah, stand out for USA. You mentioned him, Alex Spellman. And, of course, the man walking to the board right now, David Cameron, just wire to wire every time we've seen him. Extremely steady.
I would say coming into this event, even before this weekend, those are the 2 that you would have pegged is, okay, we've seen it. They've been doing it. Dave Cameron's won the MVP here before, obviously does well year in, year out. And then Alex, obviously, just so in form that those 2 captaining their teams makes sense.
Yeah, Alex with a tough steel tip weekend last weekend. But this man, Matt Campbell, along with Alex and Dave Cameron, are going to be on Madison Square Garden stage here in less than a week now. So there's a lot of accolades in these 2 teams. Really good shot there from Jay, setting up Mr. Cameron. Is this Porterfield's first time to Chicago?
I don't ever remember seeing him here.
I know he said that the main reason it came out was just for this event, and I think the way he was phrasing it was implying that that's why it's his first time making the trek.
Yeah, we don't see him travel much, even regionally. I know there was some argument about where exactly he lives, whether it's just over the border in Ohio or just over the border in Pennsylvania,
or in the small strip of West Virginia that separates the 2.
But yeah, I think the New York BullShooter is the furthest we've seen him travel outside of the local stuff in PA.
Yeah, he over the last couple of years is kind of turned into, as we see Dave check 100 there to take leg number 1.
His assistant comes up to set up the board.
But yeah, he's kind of turned into one of those guys. It seems like every couple years there's somebody that mainly stays local that gets popped up. And we always said my boy Doug. That was kind of our phrase for it. Like, oh, my boy Doug, he kills it. And then like until we actually see him, it's just hard to really gauge how good they really are. And he's one that was the my boy Doug for a while and has since proven that he can compete with the best.
I think extra 7 thrown in there. Yeah, there was there was a lot of my boy Doug's come to life after COVID.
Well, and I mean we're seeing more and more internet play and stats that can back up certain stuff. But yeah, COVID definitely. I think the biggest name from COVID would be Jacob Taylor in Canada. I mean,
Well, he was just before because he played the Canadian side of the CDC tour up there and did really well. But no, I take your point. Jacob Taylor came, and he probably has one of the highest scoring ceilings in the CDC.
oh yeah, and we were seeing that in the like home online events during COVID, and here's a guy smashing in 90 averages, close to 100, maybe even a little over 100 on times, and then like once it started to become in-person tournaments again, it's like, well, will he do that not in his basement?
Yep,
and then
not in his
sure enough,
socks.
yeah, exactly, and then sure enough, he turns up and does it. Carolyn Maria suggesting Jules as well. Yes, but I don't really know Jules's like story. I know that I didn't know him prior to COVID, and I know him after COVID. But was he playing online stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean the only person as far as from the American side is Alex Spellman for me. That's our.
Well, but I knew Alex prior to. Alex was getting out and playing. I just think COVID gave Alex the time at home to practice and the dedication to where he just improved.
Yeah,
Like
to come out the other end
yes.
as just a different dart player.
Yeah, I'm more talking like the unknown that then all of a sudden like we were seeing stats for because of the online stuff, and we're like, oh wow.
The field goal there from Justin Fawcett to find the 78. $139 was the leave there from Alex Spellman. How much better can Dave do?
Dave's going to leave a finish. Not a bad one. 112. Single, triple. To get to a double. Looks like the freeze roll will probably be in play here as well. Yes, Kevin putting in 83, but with Matt and Justin way back at 363, even a 180 here. Most likely the 139 not going to be forced to finish.
Matt Campbell just seems in one of those dark dart spirals right now.
Double 11 for 139. Double 15, leave 2 is where he was going.
So another American gets a shot at 139. Kevin, look, coming up to whisper something there, I think, to Bob.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Bob. I've seen him play a good bit, but is it something that he needs help with the math?
Yeah,
No.
he's not one that sticks out to me as someone that, and believe me, there's plenty of them that can throw darts and don't know their numbers.
Yeah, I've always kind of viewed him as a pretty cerebral player, slow, methodical.
Yeah, that's
Now,
pretty standard way of shooting it.
what that could also be is that it's more so just that extra confirmation to add into the team aspect too. That could be more so. It's not even like does he actually need or not need. It just gives the comfortability of having the conversation. That could be the hidden X factor behind that.
For why Luke went up and said something?
Yeah, exactly. They might be just trying to get that extra communication, get that camaraderie going between teammates. Maybe. I just conjecture because Bob is a guy that knows his outs and knows his routes pretty effectively already.
Well, and that's why I would argue that sometimes that can hurt a little bit of chemistry. Just because if you know what you're about to shoot and you're about to shoot it and some guy comes up and goes,
Yeah, if you're doing the dishes and your wife's like, hey, will you do the dishes? You're going to be like, I'm doing the dishes.
You know what? That's fair. That is also completely valid.
We see Alex take out double 11. For the record, I don't do dishes. That was not a shot at my wife.
I don't think anyone took it that way.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Well,
so either.
I got to thinking about it.
I think you just maybe that was a little too much.
Yeah,
that was too much.
That was me admitting I don't do the dishes. I do the cooking.
Yeah, there was a lot going on with those statements there in a very short amount of time.
We got a rule. If I cook, you clean.
One apiece. One apiece here in the final of the international event. We will take a couple hours off to let our 3 o'clock mixed event get started and come back and stream that through its completion. So that'll be the kind of the production plan for today.
Yeah, 3 o'clock, our pro AA mixed doubles. So we'll get to see all of our pro men and women paired up. Probably one of the more exciting events for me, just because we get both sexes competing together at the top level. There we see Matt Campbell with a 160 open. Danny Baggish highlighting the fact that Bob McCoy started 306 on the 19s, which is mathematically the correct way in the previous leg. So, yeah, I didn't suspect him to not know his outs. It was just odd to see Kevin kind of make his way to the front to talk to him.
Yeah, no, and Danny, if you'd like that list, if you just watch any of the feeds, I do not miss an opportunity to explain.
We blame you, Danny. It's mostly your friends.
There's a long time Columbus dart player when DJ and I were traveling, and we found somebody that was doing shirts like on site, and we actually we got an out chart printed upside down on a shirt to take back to our friend in league to help him out, because he had been playing for way too long to not have any clue what was going on when it came to finishing.
No, we started calling him Burger King because he would literally be on an out, like 122, 418's double bull, and he'd whap, 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 take it out. But if you didn't tell him, he stood up there, froze, and then threw a dart in the fat 5 going up to 20 because he was so nervous about throwing the wrong shot.
And some of that's on us. Some of that nervousness is on us.
Sure.
Because he knew he was going to come back. And,
Oh, if you throw the wrong thing? Absolutely.
There was plenty of times where we were warming up and he would throw the wrong dart and we'd make him go get it to start his turnover again.
Ooh, Jed Neal pointing out he might have been telling him the double he preferred left if Bob missed. Now that's an interesting dynamic in a team event like this, where like you get in a blind draw, like, hey, do you prefer 40 or 32, something like that. I could see that. Typically, I think you get to that last dart first, but yeah, that's an interesting possibility.
Well, and again, because you're dealing with the freeze rule, though, I mean,
that's true, too.
I didn't hate
Doesn't
the way,
matter what your double you
I
want.
didn't hate the way that the 139 before was shot either, leaving 22. Is that ideal? No, but it brings the score down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you don't get me to leave 40 if I can leave 4. Uh-oh. Good save there from Mike. Now, break isn't really a break in this format. So even though Canada's going first and it's looking like they may lose this leg, they would still get the right to go first in leg number 4.
Nah, right next. Right next door to it. Ah, great leave. Bob McCoy proving his stripes here in the final.
He played really steady last night in the Pro Luck as well. He and Dave Cameron winning it all on the 13-inch board. So Alex going to look to take out the 86, but as long as he doesn't bust, we'll make sure he freezes. Worst case scenario, but he's going to 2-dart it, no doubt. So 2-1 lead for USA. Team Canada will have to start again. Again, this is race to 4, so we did go up 1.
Yeah, and this really is probably a must-win leg for Team Canada.
Oh, and Dave not going to get in.
Yeah, not something that we've seen a lot of out of Dave. Trip up, especially to start.
No, all weekend Dave's been pretty locked in. Even in the Top Gun Friday. And Alex going to punish with a 120 open. We did see Matt with a 160 in. May need something similar here.
Good last from Kevin Luke to at least get the job done. But after the opening from Dave, there was a real opportunity there to pile on the pressure.
So Alex and Mike have essentially stolen the darts and have a bit of a lead here. We'll look to run away. Oh, Mike going to do just that. Filling it up. Great shot there from Mike. Justin going to respond, 140.
Yeah, stays straight. Not really settled thus far, so good to see from him. Bob McCoy just staying hot.
Yeah, all of Team USA seem to be dialed in here this morning.
Dave looking like he's in chuck it mode in this leg. Matt can leave a finish here. Another treble. Does get to a finish, but 78 looking tasty. A big shot here and maybe a freeze involved. Kevin Luke doing his part. Not very often we've seen Dave Cameron and Jay Barlow be the liability.
No, they had a really good run in the doubles yesterday. Been playing well all weekend. 78 now for Mike for an 11-dart leg. So Mike is one that needs help with the math.
Yeah.
75 going up to 15.
Justin probably better served to just stay on that 20 after the first start.
Double 18. Great finish there from Bob to take the U.S. up 3-1. Now it is a must-win leg for Dave and Team Canada the rest of the way.
Yeah, and 2 clear now. So even with a loss here in the 5th leg, they will get the start free and clear in the 6th.
No rare misstep from Alex here. Taking all 3 to get in. Matt quickly switching down after the blocker dart on the double 20. Where's Jay Barlow when you need him? Matt doesn't get those same privileges, apparently. We've been waiting to find out.
Asked and answered.
Yeah, great shot there by Kevin. And no other team really started hot on the open.
Porterfield moving around enough to find an open bed. Here comes Fawcett. Must win leg, putting in a big 180.
Yeah, I think he had a 140 on his last turn in the last leg. So chips are down. Justin getting going. Bob has been locked in. Another 180 for him. And they are on the 9.
How about that? Bob walks back, says, "Don't mess this up for me." Only one big triple. Here comes Matt. It's a great first dart. He's going to follow it to leave 90.
Yeah, Justin and Matt coming alive here. But this 161 could go away.
Oh, it's not going to happen. You see the smile there from Kevin Luke. Throws the 1 to even it up, and 40 if they come back.
These next 6 darts could be pretty important for the freeze roll, depending upon what Jay versus Mike does. Oh, Jay only going to score 40. So now a solid ton from Mike, and the 90 will be frozen. Just needs to stay straight. Puts in a 140, so the freeze rule does play. Justin not able to shoot at the 90.
The American crowd showing their appreciation for that 2 triple turn. to the 18. So Bob McCoy, Steady Eddie, the hot hand, needs 40 to close this one out. There it is. Team USA is your winner.
Bob was perfect in that leg. 180, first starts, double 20. So, yeah, 4-1 victory for Team USA. Congrats to them. Keeping the trophy on American soil. Commiserations to second place there, Team Canada. Not the best performance by their standards, but still a good one nonetheless. So that does conclude our international event here this morning in Chicago, Illinois. So just to recap, we got USA, Canada, Spain, and then Denmark finishing in fourth place. So yeah, as Gordon mentioned earlier, we will be back somewhere in the neighborhood of 3:30 to air the Pro AA mixed doubles. So yeah, until then, we'll be back. Take care.